Hello everyone, my name is Shehzad Khan, working in Nicotheric Mission School, Jhabua. I am going to teach you science. Today we are taking class 6, chapter number 3, that is fiber to fabric. Without wasting too much time, let's begin our PPT. First of all, introduction, that is what kind of cloth we are wearing. It's to be come out from plants and animals. That is the major source, as we are getting foods also. Sometimes we are getting now fabrics also, that is various fabrics in their surroundings. They found that bed sheet, blankets, curtain, tablecloths, towels and stars were made from different kind of fabrics. Even their school bags and the gunny bags were made from some kind of fabric. They try to identify these fabrics as cotton, wool or silk or synthetic. The question what comes in our mind is that what kind of fabric we are using. They are having different categories. As they are different categories, so from where they are collectibles and they are stitches properly and come to the market. Let's move to the next slide. This is a picture of a cloth shop where we are getting different kinds of cloth pieces. They are different quality, different high range, low range, good quality, bad quality and average quality. You can easily visit all these kind of shops nearby to your market easily. There are lots of shops in your Jhabua also and in your proper area also, where you can go and ask to the shopkeeper for a proper help, that they will be able to identify you which kind of cloth you are using for which purpose. Variety in fabrics, as visit a nearby tailoring shop, collect cuttings of fabrics left over after stitching, feel and touch. That is the main thing to identify any cloth. Feel and touch each piece of fabric. Now try to label some of the fabrics as cotton, silk, wool or synthetic after asking for the help from the tailor. This is a microscopic view of a fabric, and this is a tiny threads or strands will be out from a fabric. You can easily check. If you will touch the fabric, you can easily count which kind of cloth you are using for your wearing purpose. Move to the next slide. That is fiber, how it will be developed. Many a time the end of the thread is separated into a few thin strands, that is this thing. If you take a thin piece of a strand or a fabric, you will easily accumulate it into a small tiny strands. Then this makes it difficult to pass the thread through the eye of a needle. The thin strands of the thread that we see are made up of still thinner strands called fibers. This picture is a normal strand and it will be again split into this kind of 3 or 4 strands. That is, you are getting onto a needles. Move to here. Fabrics are made up of yarns and yarns are further made up of fibers. The fibers of some fabrics such as cotton, jute, silk and wool are obtained from plants and animals. These are called natural fibers. Why I am underlining and bold these 2 letters, natural fibers, that is, these are the sources which we are getting from the non-chemical thinking, any kind of cloth which we are getting 100% from the source of plants and animals. No any kind of chemical is to be used to manufacture these fabrics. Cotton and jutes are the examples, fiber obtained from plants. Wool and silk fibers are obtained from animals. Wool is obtained from the fleece, that is skin, sheep or goat. It is also obtained from the hair of rabbits, yak and camel also. Silk fiber is drawn from the cocoon of silkworm, as we will discuss all these animals about the next slides also. For thousands of years, natural fibers were the only ones available for making fabrics. In the last 100 years or so, fibers are also made from chemical substances which are not obtained from plants or animal sources. These are called synthetic fibers. Means they are able to develop from the help of chemical. Some examples of synthetic fibers are polyester, nylon and acrylic. Move to the next slide. Here are some plants fibers. Now we will discuss about this. This kind of field you easily look around yourself, where some kind of farmers are growing cotton plants. Sometimes they are look like some kind of snow plains area also. Cotton, take some cotton wool, pull it apart and look at its edges. What do you observe? The small thin strands that you will see are made up of cotton fibers. Where does this cotton wool come from? It is grown in the field. Cotton plants are usually grown at a place having black soil and warm climate. If you want to grow cotton plants, you need black soil as well as warm climate necessarily, if you want a good level of crops. Then cotton is usually picked by hands. Fibers are then separated from the seeds by combining. This process was called ginning of cotton. Ginning was traditionally done by hands. Nowadays these are done by machines also. This is a picture where you can easily see this man is using hand tools for ginning the cottons. But now these are not able to getting by big factories. They are using high and large and fastest growing machines also. To here, that is jute. It's a picture of jute plant. The jute plant is obtained from the stem of the jute. It is cultivated during the rainy season. Please mention these things in your mind properly, that jute, then rainy season, cotton, black soil and warm climate. In India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. The jute plant is normally harvested when it is at flowering stage. The stem of the harvested plant are immersed in water for a few days. The stems, root and fibers are separated by hands. Now spinning cotton yarn. If you want to get a proper level of cotton, then how we will get? Sometime you will using your fingers also by rubbing a thin cotton piece into your finger. Then the next stage was also taken by a takli, a kind of equipment, and the old equipment, that is charkha. Jackals start pulling out the cotton while continuously twisting the fibers. The process of making yarn from fibers is called spinning. In this process, fibers from a mass of cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. This brings the fibers together to form a yarn. A simple device used for spinning is a hand spindle, also called takli. It will be taken by here like this, and one by one the thread will be surrounded, called. Another hand operated device used for spinning is charkha. Use of charkha was popularized by Mahatma Gandhi as a part of the independence movement. Next year, there is now yarn to fabric. There are many ways by which fabrics are made from yarn. The two main processes are weaving and knitting. Here you can take here the weaving process. It's an activity given in your notebook also. If you want to take this activity at your home, you can do it. You might have noticed that a fabric is made up of two sets of yarn arranged together like this, collapsible. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric is called weaving. Here A and B, two sets are there. Then make strips of them and arrange in a cross section like this. You will get a fabric look. To here, that's an old lady. In handloom, big machines or handheld machines are doing this kind of work, which will be popularized for weaving purpose. Now knitting. This kind of example is you easily see around your mothers or your aunt for knitting of your woolen dresses also, your sweaters also. In knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. Have you ever pulled the yarn from a torn pair of socks? What happened? A single yarn gets pulled out continuously as the fabric gets unraveled. Socks and many other clothing items are made of knitted fabrics. Knitting is done by hand and also on machines also. The main thing, these two strands are used for knitting for the mainly of sweaters like dresses, or you can call winter dresses. Weaving and knittings are used for making different kinds of fabric. These fabrics are used for a variety of clothing items. Here you can take cotton rolls, ginning, then fiber you are getting, then spinning, then move to yarn, and after yarn, weaving and knitting also, then you are getting a proper level of fabric. I hope so that this data is always be level for you to understand the thing. Now history of clothing materials will be there. If we are wearing a cloth, we should know about its history. Have you ever wondered what material people used in ancient times for clothes? It appears that in those times people used to bark and big leaves of trees or animal skin and first to cover themselves. That is the ancient age, or we can call Stone Age, the Stone Era. After people began to settle in agriculture communities, they learned to weave twigs and grass into mats and baskets. Vines, animal fleece or hair were twisted together into long strands. These were woven into fabrics. The early Indians wore fabric made out of cotton that grew in the regions near the river Ganga. Flax is also a plant that gives natural fiber. In ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax were cultivated near the river Nile and were used for making fabrics. Yeah, in those days, stitching was not known. In India, stitching is to be come out from the Arab countries or the Gulf countries. People simply draped the fabric around different parts of their body. Many different ways of draping fabrics were used. With the invention of these sewing needles, people started stitching fabric to make clothes. Stitched clothes have gone through many variations since this invention, but it is not amazing that even today, unstitched fabric like sari, dhoti, lungi or turban is used as unstitched piece of fabric. Nowadays and from our grandfather times, these are some kind of fabrics which are to be used unstitched. So I hope that you will get appropriate definitions and proper explanation of each and every topic. If you are getting any kind of problem, just comment on us and make us eager to update yourself about the data and what kind of knowledge and exam was submitted by you. If you are getting any problem, please mention us. Hopefully save yourself and stay home. Thank you.